the greatness? The answer is intense, purposeful discipline. Mike Singletary is as disciplined a student of the game as any who have ever played it. In his biography, Calling the Shots, Coach Singletary says that in watching game films, he would often run a single play 50 to 60 times, and that it took him 3 hours to watch half a football game, which is only 20 to 30 plays. Because he watched every player, because he mentally knew the opposition's tendency, given the down, distance, hash mark, and time remaining, because he read the opposition's mind through their stances, he was often moving toward the ball's pre-planned destination before the play developed. Mike Singletary's legendary success is testimony to his remarkably disciplined life. Inglorious discipline. Discipline is the difference in the sports world. Tiger Woods, prior to his moral failure, was, by all estimates, the greatest golfer of the last decade, and those who have watched clips of him juggling a golf ball on the head of a driver and then driving the ball from midair straight down the fairway for 200 yards are in awed agreement. But this playful stunt was only the tip of a massive iceberg of lifelong discipline, which began at the age of 3. The discipline of a man so focused that he once refused to leave a practice hole until a dozen of his drives rested on a white towel on the distant green. The legendary Jack Nicklaus, the most successful golfer of all time, once quipped, "The more I practice, the luckier I get." Michael Phelps' 8, yes, you heard it correctly, 8 gold medals at the 2009 Olympics in Beijing were the result of thousands of hours and miles in the pool of disciplined boredom. The glory of a Kobe Bryant three-point shot that wins a basketball game at the buzzer is the apex of a life of inglorious discipline. Matthew Syed, in his international bestseller Bounce, Mozart, Federer, Picasso, Beckham, and the Science of Success, observes that British superstar David Beckham's trademark free kick, his bend-it-like Beckham trajectory, began when, as a boy, he would take his soccer ball to an East London park and kick the ball from the same spot for hours on end, perfecting the topspin that gave his kick its devastating dip. My secret is practice. I have always believed that if you want to achieve anything special in life, you have to work, and then work some more. Canadian icon Wayne Gretzky, regarded as the greatest ice hockey player ever, became what he is because early on he disciplined both his mind and body for the rough-and-tumble game. As a boy, he systematically charted the angles of the ricocheting puck so that he came to anticipate what was going to happen on the ice better than any player in the game. The great Gretzky was there when the puck arrived. Listen to how Gretzky describes himself. "I wasn't naturally gifted in terms of size and speed. Everything I did in hockey, I worked for." And then later, "The highest compliment that you can pay me is to say that I worked hard every day. That's how I came to know where the puck was going before it even got there." You may have read in school that the famous writer Ernest Hemingway was a boozy, undisciplined genius who downed a quart of whiskey a day for the last 20 years of his life, but nevertheless had the literary gift. He was indeed an alcoholic, driven by complex passions, but when it came to his gift for writing, he was the essence of discipline. His early writing was characterized by obsessive perfectionism as he labored to develop his compact style, spending hours polishing a sentence or searching for just the right word. It is a well-known fact that he rewrote the conclusion to A Farewell to Arms 17 times in an effort to get it right. Even toward the end, when Hemingway was reaping the ravages of his lifestyle, he daily stood before an improvised desk from 6:30 a.m. until noon every day, carefully marking his production for the day on a chart. His average was only 2 pages.